wonderful uh, co-host, Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, Chaplain. And tonight we're going to be interviewing our whoop,
There it is.
Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young. So without any further ado, please take us away.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. I am just so excited. This young, visionary entrepreneur, woman of God is amazing. I've known her for over 30 years, and I know she only looks 25, but don't let her good looks fool you. She is wise beyond her years. All right, so let me introduce you to the woman of power. Whoop!
There it is.
Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young. Her desire to make an impact within vulnerable communities is illustrated in her varied experiences as a law enforcement officer, educator, and now as the director of Hope's House. After overcoming physical paralysis of over 4.5 years of being wheelchair bound, she now dedicates her life to empowering others who may feel hopeless to remind them to hold on. Pain ends. You get it? HOPE, Hope's House. As a child, her ambition was to become an FBI agent and work within the criminal justice system. After becoming a certified law enforcement officer, Ms. Eubanks-Young received her bachelor's degree in criminal justice and education, varying specialties in 1998 from Union Institute and University. After over 10 years of working within the law enforcement field, she soon realized that she wanted to work in the field of education to educate and to empower youth in poverty-stricken environments as a way to prevent her future students from following the school to prison pipeline and becoming a product of the system. Furthering her education in 2004, Eubanks-Young graduated with a master's degree in organizational leadership and educational leadership from Barry University. I'm telling you, brains and beauty. She created in 2018 Hope's House as a goal to educate, aid, and reform individuals from drug addictive behaviors so that they can become productive citizens in society by being drug-free. Those who graduated through the program can now pay it forward by helping others who are lost in that cycle of drug addiction. Hope's House's purpose also includes housing and assisting veterans whose families have rejected them due to reasons such as PTSD, homelessness, and substance abuse. Dr. Alicia Young is currently enrolled in advanced studies at Global Overday Seminary University, where she will receive her honorary PhD in mid-August 2020. She's also a member of the GODSU Veterans Council. Her ultimate goal is to write a book about the many challenges she's faced as an adolescent. Also, her ultimate goal is to write a book about the many challenges she faced as an adolescent adult to reach those who were abused and neglected or felt as though society had failed them. As someone who has overcome adversities and achieved success, she wants to share her testimonies to remind them to hold on. Pain ends. And so it was with And so it is my delight, it is my pleasure to introduce to you one of our heroes, Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young, Chaplain. How are you?
I am. I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys?
Oh my goodness, we've had a full day and you are the cherry on top of the ice cream, the icing on top of the cake, just to be in your presence, the things that you do. We wanted to schedule you early and you were like, oh no, I'm fostering kids, I'm taking on other children that your parents have neglected. You are doing so much. You never say no. I want to ask you, What has been your journey that has led you to become the woman of power that you are today?
Well, as you stated in my bio, I've been dealt a lot of adversities in life as an adolescent when my parents divorced. I believe that's when it all began for me, not really understanding the concept of a broken home or a broken family. So I became a very defiant child, needless to say. And I just turned to the streets, I turned to others, but I knew deep down inside that I was always a leader, not a follower. And just given some of the things that I've experienced in my past, you know, like you, I was at the top of my game. Unfortunately, I lost it all. Tried to help everyone. And when I really needed someone there for me in one of my darkest moments, going through a divorce after 20 years, shortly after having surgery for a very simple procedure, only to find out that the doctors made a mistake and it left me paralyzed for 4.5 years. And at that time, I just started to begin to think about, you know, the fight. And although no one was in my corner, I knew that the only person that I really truly needed in my corner was God. And I began to hear voices, the voice of him rather, and just starting to, you know, resonate in my spirit that I could do all things through Christ, because he was the one that strengthened me and had strengthened me for all of the many years that I was down and depressed and just broke, busted, and disgusted, needless to say. Mm-hmm. And I began to fight, and I fought like, you know, it was my life, because the doctors told me that I would never walk again. And I told them, listen, never has not been, nor will it be a part of my vocabulary. And I was determined to prove to them, although they were medical doctors, but I knew the ultimate doctor, which was Dr. Jesus and Dr. God, the doctors who ultimately healed me. And I came up with the vision of Hold On, Pain Ends, because I was truly at a very low point. I was giving up on hope, but just as, you know, as my hope began to diminish, my faith began to increase like never before. And, you know, by his stripes, I was healed, and I am healed today.
You are amazing, because I've known you throughout the ups and downs. I met you years ago, and I've watched you, you know, do several businesses, and everything you ever touched, you excelled. And I remember after the operation, you could not walk. You actually, we visited together, you were in a wheelchair, you could not move. And to see you walking around, moving around, and still helping others, I really want you to tell everyone that's listening, you know, what are some of the initiatives that you put in place to help others like yourself? Because you're such a powerful woman of God.
Well, my passion are youth and the elderly. So I am working effortlessly to instill the importance of education to the generation that's here now. And I do believe in the now, because they are our future. So we have to take action. We need to, you know, make change come now. And I've been instilling in them the importance of education, because if you're educated, no one can take that away from you. And I understand with all of the political issues that are going on in this nation, that most of the youth are responding with violence. And I have been trying to, but I've instilled in them that they do have a voice, and it doesn't have to result in violence. They can sign petitions, start, you know, advocating to get laws passed. I have also advocated, and I'm currently advocating strongly for my veterans. I do own a facility where I care for veterans who suffer from PTSD, drug abuse, and that were homeless at one time. Mm. And unfortunately, our system, the government, failed those who were at that time in Vietnam. And I am just fighting every day, and I'm taking them by the hand and letting them know that there is someone that out there that cares, and that person is me. And I just believe that I've been assigned to each and every last one of them, so that they can get the fair treatment and the so just that's due for protecting us and being the forefront of this country.
Well, you're amazing, because I remember in 2007 when the market crashed and we lost everything, you gave about 30 pairs of shoes to our children, your own shoes. And when people say that someone takes the shoes off their feet, you basically did that. You went to your entire closet and gave everything possible. And that's who you are, and that's who you remain. Someone who always helps people. I mean, you're fostering a young person who's not even a teenager, yet you're taking care of 70 and 80-year-olds. You've never said no. You have such a heart of an angel. And I cannot think of anyone who's gone through more than you have. I personally know that's as kind and loving and as giving as you are. I want to ask you, what does the term woman of power mean to you? Because that's what we see in you.
The woman of power, a woman of power. When I hear that phrase, it reminds me of Mary of Magdalene, Jesus's mother. She was a teenager that was lost, and the angel spoke to her and said that she was going to give birth to the Messiah. She could have declined the offer. She could have said, "You're crazy, find someone else, another vessel to carry the Messiah except myself." She went on with it. People thought that maybe she was crazy to have been a virgin and to bear a child or born a child. And she was phenomenal. And women, we are visionaries. And I just believe that women, we are very powerful from the beginning, from the onset of time. And with that being said, I just believe that we have a role in this day and time. Our voices are being heard. We fought for so many years to have a position, to have a seat at the table. And in some instances, we own the table. Yeah. And I can say that you have been one of my greatest inspiration outside of Michelle Obama, because I know that you yourself were going through a difficult time. And you said that this is where your vision or the birthing of GODSU came into effect. And had you not gone through the birthing process, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. And the many, many people internationally and within the United States that you've helped, it's phenomenal. And I'm just so glad to be a part of this family and the body.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And you mentioned another African Hebrew woman, Mary, the mother of Christ, and Michelle Obama. Those are two women who I look up to. But I want to let you know that I look up to you because I was there when you could not move. 4.5 years, 54 months on your back. And I saw you, and to see you moving around, helping others to walk. I think it's wonderful. And so many people, I want them to reach out to Hope's House. I want them to donate. I want them to volunteer. I want them to support you. How can we get in touch with you, woman of God? And you're also one of our 20 top volunteers that we're going to talk about later as well, for the work that you've done, the people you have brought. You were with us interviewing with a TV station up to yesterday to talk about helping veterans who have gotten prostate cancer, who were exposed to Agent Orange. We want people to reach out to you. Tell us, how can we reach out to you?
I can be reached via email at hopehouse, HOPEHOUSEMIA, which is from Miami, @gmail.com. You can reach me via cell phone, 786-273-0191 or 786-693-7463.
Well, I have to say that she's a woman of power. Whoop!
There it is.
And she is amazing. So guys, I just want you to really keep her in prayer, that she keeps strong and that she's helping from the babies all the way to the elders and in between, and that we support her. This great woman of God, none other than Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young, Chaplain. Thank you so much for being our guest. We appreciate you so much. I want to hand this over to our co-host, who's looking all dapper. His Excellency Dakar, you can take it away.
Yes, I want to remind you to please like, please subscribe, and please share. And this is on to our outstanding workers.
20 outstanding volunteers. We're ready for you, and you are one, Dr. Alicia. We're going to talk about you soon.
Spokesperson for GODSU, Ambassador, His Excellency Dr. Dakar Chaplain, the Ambassador of Ghana to the USA. Can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you and the embassy?
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. The embassy is in Washington, D.C. on International Drive, and we are very accessible. If it's a matter of landmark, we are between Bangladesh and the Israeli embassy. So we are very easy to find. I'm taking the opportunity to welcome all of you to Ghana. If you haven't visited yet, I think you should, because we more or less sit in the center of the earth. And therefore, when the good Lord was doing the business, he was standing on Ghanaian soil. You remember last year was the year of return, where we were trying to honor all those people who left our shores involuntarily, came into this country, had to deal with a language they never heard of, and yet they mastered it enough to write books and sonnets and whatnot. They didn't have much of an education, and the education they tried to provide for themselves was nothing to write home about. But then, again, they became scientists and inventors and whatnot. And in fact, most of them have contributed to the culture of America as it is today. And therefore, we're only asking that they can visit the homes that their ancestors left, see what is available, take a decision whether they would want to get involved. But we would want them to get involved, because for us, we've always considered African Americans as brothers and sisters. So for Ghana, we consider it your home. And home is where you go and they have to take you in. So our doors are open. You might probably recall that in the course of last year, about over 200 African Americans were given Ghanaian citizenship in an open ceremony and such. We do believe that we have a little gem of a country, and we are encouraging everybody to come and put a certain kind of economic stake in it. Those people who came there earlier and made it, we didn't invite them. They just came and took what they wanted. This time, we are inviting you, and we are inviting you as kinsmen. So if the others who were not related and all that came in and made good, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot come and also make good. We need a certain kind of partnership. Whichever way we look at it, wherever we are, people see us first through our pigmentation. And I'm quite sure that that in itself is something, to stand by. And I can guarantee you that those of you who are African Americans, those of us who are Africans from wherever, we haven't significantly had an objection to being called Black. Now that in itself is a binding wire. We should exploit it. Come to Ghana. I'm quite sure you will love it. And I'm quite sure that it will be good for our relationship across the pond, and also for a fair investment, for a fair return. It will be economically a wonderful exchange between African Americans and Ghanaians. Come to Ghana, you'll love it. Am I okay?
You're wonderful. It's great to see you, Ambassador.
It's good to see you. These days, this thing hanging on the necks of all of us makes it very difficult even to make a move.
I know. I miss you so much. So what we're going to do, because normally we do our residency part of our graduation with you at the Ghanaian Embassy. We're going to do it virtually. So we're excited to see you again through the phone August 14th. But know that we love you and know that we miss you and that we will be in touch telephonically as well as video. So thank you so much for your time, Ambassador, and thank you for being a volunteer. You've been a study volunteer for GODSU for years. You've traveled with us all over the country, from all over the world, and so we appreciate you, and we love you, we honor you. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, it has been my privilege and my pleasure. Thank you very much for making that possible.
Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Okay. You take care.
We will.
Thank you, Ambassador. Followed by an embassy host for GODSU, Minister Dr. Jane Addams, who's the interim DC representative for the Nigerian government to the US. Dr. Jane Addams, can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you in the embassy?
Good afternoon, and thanks so much, Dr. Diane and His Excellency Dakar and everyone present here. It's a great opportunity to meet you and to talk to you. My name is Dr. Jane Addams. I happen to be one of the GODSU alumni, and I owe my appreciation most especially to God Almighty and to Dr. Diane, who has been a mother to us, a very wonderful person. And, you know, sometimes in life, God guides you and brings you in contact with what we call helpers of destiny. And Dr. Diane happens to be one of those helpers of destiny that God brought me in contact with. And I'm really grateful to God. And also Professor Odu. By his special grace, I happen to be one of the staff, one of the diplomats working in the Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C. I am the acting deputy head of mission, in the diplomatic circle in the United States, the position is the position actually for an ambassador who is the second ambassador in the embassy and is referred to as the deputy chief of mission according to the diplomatic protocol. But in the absence of a nominated ambassador and who has actually retired, so I'm acting in that office as the acting deputy chief of mission. So I'm thankful for this opportunity to be a part and parcel and a family of GODSU because we've come a long way, and I'm also thankful to God for what I have learned so much from GODSU, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of love, the spirit of understanding and reaching out, and so many things that has been able to effect a change, not just in my life, but the people around me, to reach out to people positively. That is what I have learned from GODSU. I remember the day I graduated, it was really wonderful. I wept, you know, in my heart I wept because I didn't expect it, but it happened. And I mean, for God to bring you this far, you have to be thankful to Him and to be able to reach out to people. And given the situation, I wouldn't call it situation, same time, because I know it will soon pass, of this pandemic, it has also helped us to reach out. Each time I refer to my notes on chaplaincy, it has helped me to reach out to a lot of people, to tell them, to encourage them that it's not going to be the same. I have been able to reach out to people to encourage them that irrespective of what you're going through now, God tells us that He has the best for us. And the best for us is because it's going to bring us to an expected end. And what is that expected end? The end of hope, the end of a jubilation, that this COVID will not remain with us, but it will pass over. And for us to pray for the scientists to come up with something that will help humanity. And we're all here to serve humanity. And I tell people the same thing, just like government ambassadors. We are ambassadors of Christ because God has chosen us to serve humanity. The government has chosen us to also serve humanity. So we play as the human ambassadors, but we are spiritual ambassadors when it comes to God. So I really, really want to seize the opportunity to also thank and appreciate the family of GODSU alumni. They've been exceptional. For me, that's how I say it, because there are times in life you may not have an opportunity to meet such people who can bring you out, who can present you and make you become global. And that is what GODSU alumni has done for me. Because sometimes people may not really know who you are. I wouldn't have met all of you here if they didn't give me the opportunity. And I want everybody to be thankful and appreciated. So I'm really thankful, Mom. You've been a mother to me. God bless you. Thank you so much. And in the course of my career, it has been wonderful working as acting deputy head of mission to assist the ambassador in carrying out the activities of government. You know, the government's day-to-day activity, to be able to influence positively issues that has to do with your country and where you find yourself, that is the host community. And that's what we're doing, you know, in terms of consular activities, reaching out in terms of, although right now, given the pandemic, we've slowed down, we're actually having skeletal activities in the office. We have rotational, you know, sessions. We still have like 17% who are still working remotely from home. It hasn't actually stopped us from working. We're working remotely from our homes. We're still communicating with our government, and we're doing our best to also, for every ambassador, for every diplomat, the interest of your government is paramount in that particular state where you find yourself. Yeah. So the interest of Nigeria is paramount to us in the United States, where it's really a thing of joy that I'm able to talk to very important people here who are also my brothers and my sisters. You know, so thank you so much, Dr. Diane. Thank you, Dakar, for this opportunity you have given to me.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jane Addams. And it's wonderful to see a woman sitting in the ambassadorial seat of Nigeria, even if it's as interim. And so we are so pleased that you're an alum. We're so pleased that you've opened up the Embassy of Nigeria every time that we've needed to come there as part of our graduation. So we thank you so much. And we're so excited that on August the 14th, we're going to do this again with you in the embassy. And so we thank you for your time. God bless you, and we love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have spokesperson for GODSU Director, Her Excellency Cairo Dr. Eubanks, UNCSR, CLC, CEC, Chaplain, CEO, Cairo Speaks. We have myself, Director, His Excellency Dakar Eubanks, Chaplain, CEO, Dakar Marketing Tools. Yes, and I am your MC and engineer. And with Dakar Marketing Tools is an international graphic and printing company providing you with all your marketing needs to help you and your company grow. Our popular products are GODSU African American Bibles, magazines, banners, flyers, branded golf shirts, branded jackets, digital business cards, as well as printed business cards. And we turn your brick and mortar into an e-commerce platform. You can reach us by texting at 754-260-5157. You can email info@Dakar Marketing Tools, and you can visit our website, dakarmarketingtools.com. And next, helping with social media consulting, we have Junior Ambassador Sudan Eubanks, who's the CEO of Sudan Dolls and CEO Sudan E-Consultancy. And we have the following helping with administrative work: Vice Chancellor, His Excellency Dr. Willis Eubanks Chaplin, who's CEO, Global Alliance Technical Services. Assistant Dean, Dr. Carla Cornegay Chaplin, who's the CEO, Cornegay and Associates LLC. We have board member, His Excellency Dr. Jerome Span Chaplin, who's CEO, Span at Your Service. Board member, Her Excellency Dr. Arlene Span Chaplin, founder, Arlene Sweats. We have Vice Provost, His Excellency Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Chaplain, who's founder of JH Global Consultancy.
Yes, it's my great pleasure to be a part of this Global Workers of God. My name is Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman. I am the Vice Provost here at Global Avid Day Seminary and University, and also serve as the Honors Committee Chairperson, and also organizing the Christian Chaplaincy Program. We're delighted to be a part. JH Global provides strategic planning, development funding, cybersecurity, water development in some of the 2/3 world countries. And we also provide personal protective equipment for first responders to hospitals, churches, even nations, to provide at a reduced cost so that they are protected during this pandemic. I'm delighted to be a part, and we look forward to God blessing us further as we are faithful to not only God's work through GODSU, but also with our integrity and our sense of personal discipline. Yes, you can connect at 201-280-4125, or you can go on our website, jhglobalconsultancy.com, and leave us a note or send us a fax, or provide some questions that you want responses to.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so much, and we love you. Vice Provost Dr. Hickman, you've been with us for 6 years, and we just absolutely thank God for you, your blessing. Thank you.
We have Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant,
Yay.
Chaplain, founder of Reach Within Empowerment.
Hi, I am Dr. Jennifer Jones Bryant. I am here with you today. Let me share with you that my company, as I am the executive founder of Reaching Within Empowerment Journey, I elevate women to get promoted to their next levels. And I provide coaching services, consulting services, and I am a speaker as well. And you can reach me by going to my website, reachingwithinempowerment.com. You can also give me a call at 443-584-6028.
Thank you so much. And for those of you who don't know, this is one of the hardest working women. She is not only, you can feel it in her spirit, how kind she is, but she gets it done. Get her done, Dr. Jennifer. We adore you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
We have Imam Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad, Chaplain, who is former chaplain, New York State Department Corrections and Supervision, and he helped with curriculum development for GODSU.
Good afternoon. It's so good to be with you today. Just thinking about how much I'm involved with you, it's like we all in the same room, and we've been in the room for a while. Jennifer called me yesterday. I was on Reverend Dr. Hickman. Your voice, man, it commands respect. I appreciate it so much. And all of you. But anyway, about me, I am a premarital and marital coach and facilitator. Among other things that I do. I also wrote a book called Bridging the Divide Between Immigrant and African-American Muslims by utilizing the concept of Tawheed as a catalyst, a motivational speaker. I am a team player. That's what I am. I think if I was to die today or tomorrow, if you just know that about me, I'm a team player. And at this point in my life, I'm part of the team of GODSU, and I appreciate it and love it. And want to do even more with the team. You can get in touch with me by going to my website, which is www.imamsalahuddin.com, or you can call me at 914-475-2605. Again, 914-475-2605. Thank you so much. May God bless us, and may the angels continue to protect us.
And I wanted to add that I have, I tell truth, I have two favorite imam doctors in the whole world, and you're one of them. You are just so resourceful. You just walked in and completed the Islamic chaplaincy. Guys, it is done. This man, along with collaborating with Imam Dr. Talib Sharif, it is done, and we are so pleased. And we know God is shining on us when he sends us living angels like you guys, who are just about building God's legacy, selfless, just about giving, just about sharing, supporting, uplifting, elevating. And so thank you to all of you. And I just wanted to say that, especially to you, Imam, you just came in and you just took the bull by the horn and got her done. So thank you so much, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have helping with instruction for GODSU, Reverend Dr. Robert A. Spicer, Senior, Chaplain, who is CEO, Restorative Strategies, LLC.
Good afternoon, everyone. So glad to be on this call with all of you, great global outstanding workers and volunteers for GODSU. My name is Reverend Dr. Robert Spicer, and when I first got introduced to GODSU, the two alumni who introduced me to it told me that this experience will change your life. The people that are leading it, which is Dr. Diane, Chancellor, and others, are God-fearing men and women, and your gifts and talents can add to the work that they're doing. And you guys were just getting started, and those two alumni were very clear that they're going to put you to work as soon as you jump in. You know, they're not going to let you sit around and, you know, just bask in the glow of having a PhD. That's good. But what gifts, what subject matter expertise do you have to bring to the table? And so what I brought to the table was the whole notion of restorative justice, being a man of peace, a God-fearing man as well, but also a man that's about building bridges and tearing down walls. As we see what's happening all across our nation, we're moving into a space of aspirational justice. And so that's something that I'm also working on and creating as we are building it, where you see what's happening in Asheville, North Carolina with the reparations piece, and what you see all over the United States and all over the world with the Black Lives Matter movement. And so my work is focused specifically with our youth and building those skills in them, but also we work with a variety of different agencies all across the United States. And due to the coronavirus, we've had to go digital. So I'm so grateful and thankful for what GODSU has done with pushing us to get the green screen, get the ring light, get the Zoom, get all that together, because once this thing kicks off, you want to look professional, you want to look good. And so Dr. Diane at 1 something in the morning shot me the screen behind me and said, look, you need to make sure that's up. You need to make sure your green screen's up. You need to make sure your ring light's up. And that's the type of leadership that I so appreciate, being connected to our Chancellor, to our family, Dr. Hickman, and to you that are a part of this GODSU family. And so you can find me and the work that we do around aspirational justice and restorative justice at www.restorativestrategies.expert. If you want to reach us, you can call us at 312-600-7868. If you want to email us, you can email us at mrraspicer@gmail.com. And we're just so grateful and thankful to be a part of the GODSU family. We've been a professor, so I have put on the hat of a professor and have been teaching the incredible curriculum. And we've been having a ball reaching people from all across the United States and the world. And I'm so looking forward to linking up with our brother, Dr. Saladin, in the piece around the Muslim piece. And we're looking to get some chaplains that are Buddhist, that are part of the Jewish faith, that are part of the variety of other religious walks, because chaplain's role is to pastor, but also to touch all of these different religious areas. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that particular pillar in the GODSU pillars is expanded to touch all the different religions. And I'm just excited to be a part. Thank you again.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for saying that. And for those who don't know, Restorative Justice LLC, they are disrupting the school to prison pipeline. That's right. They're teaching the work that they're doing diligently every day is ensuring that young men and young women under the 13th Amendment don't immediately become slaves because they're not following the rules, they're dropping out of school. And I think he's saving a generation. And so I really encourage you to go to his website and to give generously so he can do the work that he's doing. The chaplaincy program, the Christian chaplaincy program, was actually written along under Her Excellency Cairo and His Excellency Dakar and myself. His Excellency Dr. Hickman is actually one of the professors, and he is also the dean of the chaplaincy program. But we have writers who actually put that together. So I am just so pleased. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful to all of you for the work that you've done, because each of you are providing that brick that actually has built us to where we are. And without you, we're nothing. So thank you for your dedication and every week giving back. Thank you so much, top volunteers. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to continue. And the remainder helped with public relations for GODSU. Reverend Dr. Lilithia Davis Chaplin, Key Advisor, Grace Design Women's Christian Organization. Assistant Dean, Dr. Grace Ekpen-Young Chaplin, Founder, the Janet Foundation. Designate Dr. Richard D. Miles Sr., Designate Chaplain, CEO, Chairman, and Founder, Minor Football League, MFL. Designate Dr. Charles Olawale, Chaplain, Principal Consultant, Graffiti Consulting, Inc. Dean, Dr. Renee Allen, CEO, radio and TV host, advocate, and activist for women and families. Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young, Chaplain, Director, Hope's House. Assistant Dean, Dr. Cecilia Wilson-Smith, Chaplain, Founder, the Strong Sisters of Strength Ministries, Inc. And last but certainly not least, we have our Chancellor and founder of the show you're watching, GODSU Chancellor, the Right Honorable Her Excellency, Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, JD Chaplin. Please take us away.
Oh my goodness. I just would like to extend my gratitude and all of our pleasure for just the hard work that these top 20 GODSU leaders listed above have done, and especially to our
there it is,
a woman of power, Dr. Alicia Eubanks-Young. We love her so much, and we love all our volunteers. We especially want to thank those who provided administrative help, as well as those who taught classes, made curriculum, gave us the name, email, and phone numbers of different referrals and nominees. We at GODSU, we're so grateful for the opportunity to add workers to our database, as well as to increase our curriculum and increase our reach as we register each and every one of you for our educational programs. And in this position, we come across all types of people. And that is why we are so proud of our iconic alum with just the variety of skill sets that they bring to the table. My particular role here at GODSU is to be your humble servant leader. And you may say, how can someone be a servant or a leader? Well, if you can't follow, you can't lead because you don't know how. So we definitely are servant leaders here at GODSU. I am the Chancellor and founder of Global Obadiah Seminary and University, and also the provost of our Global Bible Institute. With that, we have a UN NGO called New Future Foundation, Inc., the Jamaica chapter. I'm the president of that chapter under the auspices of Her Excellency, Dr. Deloise Blakely at the United Nations. She's been here for 51 years, and we're so pleased to serve under her. I'm also a licensed financial service agent. licensed in insurance, and I can help you with your retirement, with your annuities, with your insurance, and we can show you how to build your own bank and to ensure that your children and yourself can be millionaires, as well as be able to borrow from yourself. So you don't have to go to the banks. You can just borrow from yourself. We can show you how to do that. But more than anything else, we are people of God. We're people of faith. And so it's an honor and a pleasure to serve with you. So at this time, I want to give it over to my illustrious, you know what? I forgot to mention, this gentleman here is a stylist. He styled my clothes today again. He even told me what jewelry to wear. He's incredible. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how. Amazing. So I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, His Excellency Dakar. Take us away.
Oh, thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I want to remind you to please like, please subscribe, and please share. And please stick around. We have a video for you at the very end.
Yes, stick around. You're going to hear from our spokesperson, Miss Broward, 2019 and 2020, who is the local Miss America title holder here. Never did this before, but through the encouragement of people like her Uncle Joe up there, just told her go to several higher heights, and here she is. So please listen below. Remember, like, subscribe, share. You forgot to say comment.
Oh yes, comment.
Yeah, got a comment. So thank you guys. We love you all. And listen below. Thank you. Listen below.
Global Ovid Day Seminary and University GODSU is a 501c3 interfaith e-learning Global Florida Department of Education Commission of Independent Studies approved degree issuing religious institution of higher learning under Florida Statute 1005.061F in Miramar, Florida, a suburb of Fort Lauderdale suburbs. Our curricula include programs like our theology diploma, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs, which are designed for students called to the ministries of teaching and preaching. Program enrollees include pastors, evangelists, missionaries, and laypersons. Our additional courses: Entrepreneurial Studies, premier self-development courses on wealth building. We also offer a mini course for youth, the Junior Ambassador Youth Public Speaking, to gain professional and personal skills. Chaplaincy Diploma, Love and Spiritual Interfaith and Christian programs. Chaplains are trained, certified leaders attached to either a religious and/or non-religious institution or organization. Cybersecurity IT courses. Our licensed instructor has a 95% pass rate compared to the 30% national average for CompTIA accredited courses, such as Security Plus and Network Plus. 40% of our alum who've gone through our prestigious GODSU honors programs have also previously matriculated through their earned doctorate programs. Our alum include physicians, ambassadors, statesmen and stateswomen, icons and billionaires, religious leaders, titans in business, global philanthropists such as Ambassador of Ghana to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Bafor A.J. Bewa, Ambassador of Nigeria to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Sylvanus Musafor, billionaire builder and dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, former Maritime Minister, Government of Nigeria, Honorable Dr. Leke Olawale, President of Fraser Net and Fraser Nation and Power Networking Conference, Dean, His Excellency Dr. George Fraser. Our world-class and esteemed professors include Attorney Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, PhD, Chancellor, Physician Dr. Eric Bizetsky, Clinical Health and Nutrition and GODSU Medical Expert, Physician Her Excellency Rhoda Makinde, PhD, Chief Medical Doctor, GODSU, Medical Missions, Dean Michael V. Roberts, JD, PhD, Dean of Entrepreneurship Studies, Dean George Fraser, PhD, Personal Development Studies, Dean Kyra Eubanks, Dean of Junior Ambassador, Professor Willis Eubanks, PhD, Dean of Cybersecurity Program, Professor Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Associate Professor, Theology Program, Professor Imam Dr. Talib Sharif, Professor Interfaith Program and Chaplaincy, Professor Reverend Dr. William Blake, Theology Program Curriculum Development, Professor His Excellency Dakar, Ethical and Successful Marketing Technique,